Welcome to the deep dive. Today we are jumping into one of the most ambitious projects I think we've seen in North America.
Oh, absolutely.
We're talking about taking the Houston Astrodome, the original eighth wonder, and its massive 350-acre footprint, and completely reinventing it.
Right.
So the goal of this deep dive is to really unpack this vision to turn the entire NRG Park into, well, a net zero green-powered campus.
And that's the key. This isn't just about preserving a landmark, which is important. It's about turning a liability, really, this huge underused site, into a massive asset that actually generates its own power.
So let's start there. The environmental argument. Why not just, tear the dome down and start fresh? Seems simpler.
Well, it comes down to a concept called embodied carbon. It's all the carbon, all the greenhouse gases released just to make and assemble the materials in the building.
Yeah.
The steel, the concrete. Tearing the Astrodome down would release hundreds of thousands of tons of that instantly.
So just by leaving it standing, you get a win.
You get a huge win. They call it the carbon dividend. The studies for this project show that by reusing the structure, you get a verifiable 76% reduction in the lifetime carbon footprint compared to building something new.
Wow. A 76% reduction.
Just from that one decision.
And the dome itself isn't just sitting there. The plan is to build out the interior, right?
Right.
With retail, offices.
Mixed use, exactly. The goal is year-round economic activity, not just when the Texans or the rodeo are in town.
Right.
And that iconic shell becomes sort of a living lab for smart building tech. Plus, they're planning this green boulevard, which sounds a bit like New York's High Line, to get people moving across the campus.
Okay, but let's talk about the most audacious part of this, that massive asphalt sea.
The parking lots.
The parking lots. I mean, in the Houston heat, that is a serious heat island.
It is the single biggest challenge, but also the greatest opportunity. The solution is just brilliant, really. You convert that asphalt sea into a utility-scale solar generation facility.
Okay, utility scale. What does that actually mean? Is that just enough to, power the dome's lights?
No, much bigger. It means they're generating enough energy to offset and maybe even exceed what the entire complex uses.
So they could be feeding power back into the grid.
That's the goal. That is how you get to a net zero NRG park. And they're doing it with these really well-designed canopies.
So they generate power and what they provide shade?
Exactly, a dual purpose. That shade is crucial. It directly fights that urban heat island effect, makes the whole place more comfortable for visitors, and it even lowers the cooling costs for the entire campus.
This sounds like a complete infrastructure overhaul. I saw some things about smart water management, too.
It's totally comprehensive. They're planning systems to capture all the stormwater from that famous roof and from the new solar canopies.
And use it for what? Irrigation?
Irrigation, cooling towers, all the non-potable uses. It's critical resource management, especially in Texas.
And they're actually depaving some areas for something called bioswales. For anyone listening, what is a bioswale?
It's basically an engineered trench with plants and special soil, like a very smart rain garden. It's designed to catch runoff, filter out pollutants, and just slow the water down before it floods the drainage system.
Smart.
And it's all paired with a total zero waste commitment. So advanced recycling, commercial composting, the whole package.
So when you connect all these dots, this billion-dollar project really has, what, a three-part return on investment?
That's how they frame it. It's financial, from new revenue and lower operating costs. It's cultural, because you're saving an icon.
Of course.
And it's environmental, by hitting these radical net zero goals. It's a fully integrated model.
So what this all means, really, is that you can fuse history and a sustainable future together. They don't have to be at odds. This could set a totally new standard for these huge urban entertainment districts.
It takes the biggest challenge, that dormant footprint, and literally turns it into the source of its own power.
So here's a thought for you to mull over. The plan includes public screens all over the park that display real-time data energy being generated, water being saved, carbon being offset. What does it take for a public space to go from just using resources to actively teaching conservation just by showing you the numbers in real time? That's something worth thinking about.